She likes the father. We're going with the father.
Like, the zombie apocalypse people don't make any sense, but whatever.
If she doesn't want that, why are you that? What are we doing today? We are going to be continuing series that I'm in the middle of. I've actually already started a book for this video and I'm going to tell you what it is, but first, hi, hello, my name is Reagan. Welcome back to another video. Before we start, go ahead and if you like bookish content, subscribe because I post bookish content every Sunday and on my Instagram almost every day. The book that I've started reading, I started the fourth book in the Rose Hill Ranch series and I think it's called Wild Card, and that is the first series that we're going to be continuing. I've had this final book to go for a while now, and why would I not go ahead and finish the series? I was craving something a little bit taboo, and this actually happens to be, I don't even know how to explain it actually. There's a girl and then there's a father and a son. She likes the father, we're going with the father, but the son she previously dated. So that's kind of the plot line of this book. If you're like, okay, I'm a little worried about that, I was too. However, with how it's going so far, I'm very happy. I'm 20% in, 19% in on chapter 10 of this book. I actually have been giggling and kicking my feet. I'm listening to it on audio and Bash's voice, the voice actor, I'm gagged so good. I'm so locked into this story. I'm in the middle of another book right now as well, and I was like, I just want to start like an audio book that I don't have physically to read while I like do things like walk around. All I want to be reading is this book. All I want to be reading is this book. I haven't read an Elsie Silver in a while, and I think that's part of the reason why it's hitting, because when I read Elsie Silver like back to back to back, I kind of got a little bit like, okay, they're all the same, they're all the same. Now that I've taken a little break and like the sun is peeking out through the clouds again, Elsie Silver is hitting. We're in the cowboy summer era, and Bash isn't a cowboy, we're like lumberjack, which also I'm totally fine with too. So far I really like our two main characters. I knew I liked Bash. He has been seen throughout all the other books in the series, and it's always like, you know, the couple that has the last book in the series, you've been anticipating since the beginning because they are like the best one, the best for last, right? So I've been seeing Bash. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Very grumpy, but like not in a rude way. You know that thing in writing where it's like if your main character like saves a puppy or saves a cat or like saves an animal in the beginning of a book, it like sets them up to be redeemable. Elsie Silver kind of used this trope in the beginning, or not trope, but like writing technique, where instead of saving an animal, he was saving a service worker. She was getting yelled at by this man and he came in and he like stopped it, and it worked on me. It worked on me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also liking our FMC Gwen. She's a yoga instructor and she has like a lot of past trauma that I'm interested to get into. What else could we maybe be doing this week? I think I'm gonna read the second book in Devney Perry's Romantasy series. It's called Rights of the Starling, I think it's the second book, and Shield of Sparrows was the first book. I read the first book last year and I need to get to the second one because I have it on audio and I have like a week to read it probably. Now, what else other than that? That's what I don't know. That's where we are kind of have some open free time here. I have this as a library book called Morning Star by Pierce Brown. Not too sure if I'm going to get to this in this video, but I do have it as an option. I also have the last book in the Lakefront Billionaire series, which is on my TBR. I also have, if I'm really feeling the Elsie Silver, I have the final book in her Gold Rush Ranch series as well. I would love to get like finishing a few series down because I'm in the middle of, I don't even know how many, maybe editing Reagan will tell you a number on the screen. I've been dreading calculating this, so she might have also not done it yet. I'm in the middle of a lot of series. I would love to get some off that list that have just been sitting there. That's kind of the plan for the week. I don't really have any other plan. I'll get back to you when I keep reading. I really want to. However, I think like I could do my dishes and then listen to this audiobook. Or I could be productive and keep reading what I'm supposed to be reading because I need to finish it in 4 days. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but I'll update you when I do something.
Like quite an old woman. Not that that's a bad thing, but laying in bed like this with my Kindle, I'm reading. And I have an update for you. I have some thoughts that I would like to share. I've been reading on my Kindle. I'm like dual reading with the audio and my Kindle book. This book is too good to not annotate it. I was like gonna try and just have it be my audiobook, but I was like, I can't. There's too much that I want to annotate right now to not annotate it. I'm gonna read you some things from my Kindle. One that really stuck with me. Actually, there's a few that really stuck with me. From Gwen's perspective, a familiar feeling stirs inside me, the one where I'm in the way or not good enough, a burden. I know it's not true. I know that's not what he meant. And I commented, hits close to home because it does. This is a topic me and my therapist talk about all the time. So I feel like very, very close to Gwen, honestly. A lot of it's just like funny stuff. Like Elsie Silver has some really funny writing and like witty writing that I love. Another thing that Gwen and I deeply have in common. In all those zombie movies and shows, I will never understand those people's obsessions with staying alive. For what? Living in a zombie world where everything sucks and it's all lost? No, sir, not for me. Peace out, bitches. That was in a text conversation between her and Bash, who are main couple, and I was like, yes, why has no one ever expressed this sentiment? Because I feel this all the time when people are like, gosh, literally, I've had so many men say to me, like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Nothing. I would die. I would not want, like, for what? I couldn't shower. I couldn't have Chipotle. I couldn't have Wingstop. I couldn't read my silly little Kindle romances because I can't charge my Kindle. I can't order books. I can't go book shopping. Nothing that makes my life like happy would exist anymore. Like the zombie apocalypse people don't make any sense to me, but whatever. Anyways, that's a quote I deeply related to. All of this to say, I'm really enjoying the book. I do have my other book that I'm supposed to be reading right next to me with my pen and my highlighter ready to go. And I just want to read this. And that's what I'm gonna do. Because why not? Why would I not? I'm almost 50% of the way through this. I could finish it tomorrow and then still finish the book that I'm supposed to be reading by the end of the month. Sue me, okay? I'm having a fun time.
I fear this is not a drill. I fear I finished Wildcard by Elsie Silver today, actually, while I was out doing things. I did write down some notes because I know that like I didn't update you as much as I wanted to, but honestly, this book went so fast. This book was so addicting because last night when I was reading it, I literally didn't want to put it down and I kept being like, okay, just one more chapter. And then I would get to the end of the chapter and something would have happened and I was like, okay, but just one more chapter. It kept happening. And so I did get to around like 70% of the way through last night. And then I woke up this morning pretty early because I don't have curtains on my windows and the sun rises at like 6:30 a.m. So I get up at 6:30 and I woke up and I read majority of the rest of the book. And then you might have seen me, I read some while I was walking to class, while I was in class, waiting for the professor and everything. So I did finish this. So that is our first book done in the video, but let me talk to you more about like my thoughts and everything. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about our main character, Gwen. I related to her so much, and like not to get personal, but I think I said this already, like the talk of her being a burden was a constant theme for her and the MMC, honestly, but that is something that I struggle with a lot and talk to my therapist a lot about. And so that I felt like I really heavily related to that. And then also a profession as like a yoga instructor. I'm a cycle instructor. It's a part-time job that I've had for like a year and a half now. And I really relate to all of her like insights about physical health and like the profession of kind of physical health and helping people work out in a group fitness setting, and kind of hit close to home for me a little bit. And so I found her very relatable. And I think that's part of the reason why I enjoyed this book so much, is because I really enjoyed the characters. Loved this like third main character, but he wasn't really a main character. And if you've read the other books in the series, you'll know who it is. But Clyde, he is such a fun character, and it's such a smart kind of plot point, or a character used as a plot point. He's very lovable, and he has like a character. He doesn't feel like he's there just for the sake of the plot. Also in this book, he was like a main driving force of our main couple and of the plot of our main couple. So I think that was just really well done. He added so much to the book and added so much to each of our individual characters, while also being a character that I love for himself and for the plot. I felt like kind of in the middle, like the 50 to 70% mark. It wasn't slow burn enough. We had some on and off like physical interactions, but they weren't officially together until probably like 70 to 80% of the way through the book. I think the physical interactions made it feel like, why are we still fighting this relationship? Like I clearly know where it's gonna go. You guys are getting physical with each other. What is the issue type of thing? Like I felt like maybe we needed a little bit more of a slow burn for it to feel like 5-star, oh my god, this is amazing romance. I think it moved a little bit fast for me physically. I noticed the word ornery being used like an abnormal amount to describe a lot of our characters and a lot of things in this book, but it wasn't like a problem. I just noticed that we were repeatedly using that as a descriptor, and it kind of like dinged a bell in my head. I was like, I've heard this word like probably 10 times. Back to all positive stuff though. The ending, I really enjoyed kind of how it wrapped up, because there wasn't a third act conflict of sorts where the characters like break up. You know the thing that's going to be a problem, but I liked how it wasn't the third act breakup. Like there was some other things and other factors that kind of played into just like the third act conflict. And then at the very end, we did get a little cameo with one of the Eaton boys from the Chestnut Spring series, and I always love a cameo in like an interconnected series type of situation. I don't know when I'm going to start next, but I'll get back to you when I start the next book, and that's really all I have to say about this for now. I told you that it was maybe gonna start the second book in the Shield of Sparrows series. Didn't happen because I started it. I don't remember anything. I have to do a reread. Or I do remember stuff. I watched a recap video, but I was like, this isn't enough. So I'm gonna do a reread. We're not reading that book in this video. We simply don't have time. So we did start the next book in the Lakefront Billionaire series today. And that's currently what I'm reading. I normally like text combos in books, but the way that this book started out with a text combo, I was like not vibing with it. It wasn't long enough. Weird thing to say in a Lauren Asher book. We didn't have enough background and history to their relationship to then, like, it's kind of like a second chance situation a little bit. They met on this dating app, and Lorenzo was like meeting her on this dating app because he was trying to find a fake fiance, and she was on the dating app for love. And they knew each other in person, and they hated each other in person. And they're doing all this text combo over the dating app. Obviously, she finds out it's him, and you know, there's that whole conflict. I wish that that was longer. I needed it to be longer because I really didn't feel like we had enough content of that for it to make sense in the beginning. Also, the way that she's about to become his fake fiance, a little bit stupid. And you know what? That's okay. You can't really make that situation not stupid. Like, it's kind of hard to believe. So all those things aside, it's going pretty well. And like, Lorenzo, why are they making me hate the other main characters in this series? Because I do. I'm pissed at everyone except for Lorenzo and our girl. I'm gonna be reading a lot of this tonight because my plans just got canceled. It's raining. Picture this. It's raining. My plans just got canceled. I probably should go to the grocery store, but I probably won't. I might get takeout or something. Welcome to my perfect evening. It is 7 p.m., right? It is 7 p.m. Freshly showered. Windows open. It's raining. I showed you this earlier. Well, it was raining. Now it's like kind of stopped, but it's probably gonna rain again. I've got my Awala with me. I've got my stuffies and my little croissant, and I'm about to start reading. And I had a Thai bowl for dinner. I had a chicken Thai bowl with spicy mayo. It was delicious. I have half of it left, so if I get hungry later, I can eat the rest of it. I'm currently on page 81, 19% of the way through this book. And I have no other thoughts because since the last time I updated you, I have not read any more, but I'm about to sit here and read. I literally sat down to read probably an hour ago. I've been on my phone since, scrolling on Instagram. I'm gonna read. I'm so excited. Only thing that would make this better if I had chocolate in my apartment, but I am not leaving my apartment again, so I don't have chocolate, so I won't be having chocolate tonight, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna read. Girl, that is so me. It's 7 p.m. Violating that. Yeah, it does. You notice something that I love in a romance book when a man speaks another language and then he uses said other language to like communicate things, or like he just cursed in Italian. Why is that so much harder than if he just were to say like? Another thing I love, which is in this romance book, is when the man has been obsessed with her forever. She has no idea. She has no idea. He's been doing things for her and she just has no idea. He's been looking out for her. She has no idea. For years. He's obsessed with her. She has no idea. That is a microtrope that I love. To speak, let alone breathe in her presence. Even her addictive scent of flowers, wine, and something I can't place. One incredible kiss was all it took to send me running, and I haven't stopped ever since. This is what I'm saying, and I quote, I would have become obsessed with you. Completely, utterly, undeniably obsessed, and it would have killed me in the process. Hello, I obviously just got out of the shower and I'm about to sit down and finish my Kindle read and the Lakefront Billionaire series. I am 67% of the way in. It says on my Kindle that I only have an hour and 43 minutes left in the book, so like my goal obviously is to finish it tonight. I need a book for Manny. Manny is a side character in this book, but like a main side character, and I need a book for Manny. He is actually like the most golden retriever cinnamon roll, but he's described as like huge, and he's a mechanic. Yeah, everything is a little bit far-fetched. Like every plot device, everything that furthers the plot in this book, a little bit far-fetched. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't think that this is Lauren Asher's best book in terms of like characters, plot, everything like that. And also in terms of like writing the smut scenes, writing the banter between the characters. Like I just don't think it's her best book. Is it bad? No. At the moment, it's like rounding up to be like a 3-star. Like I really had fun with this read, but it's not gonna stick in my head. We did have some cameos from the other books in the series, which I thought was really fun, and I just need to see how this wraps up. Like I'm not disliking it. It's just not like wow, blowing me away. I am giggling and kicking my feet. Like there is good tension, there's good banter, but it's not like her best work. I got this eye patch thing. It's the aloe vera one. I don't know what brand it is, TBH, unless the brand is just aloe. I was gonna get like a big pack of a bunch of them, but then I saw this and it was just like the little trial one. And so I think I'm gonna do the little trial one, obviously, because I bought it. I'm gonna do the little trial one and then see if I like them and then maybe buy the bigger one. So I threw this in the fridge while I was showering. It's nice and chilly. We're gonna put it on my face. Okay, why the can I not get it open? I love the color. And they're nice and oh wow. This feels like aloe. Like I don't know how to explain, like when you put aloe lotion on your skin after like a sunburn, this feels like that. It feels like that on my face. Oh, they're adorable. I love that they're green. I'm gonna close my laptop because I don't need to be watching any more booktube. And I'm going to lock in on this book. Now my AirPods are dead, which is a large problem because I've been dual reading this. And my AirPods have been having this issue where like randomly for like a little bit they won't charge, like the case will not work, and then they randomly start working again. So currently my AirPods are dead, so I might be just listening to it out loud, which I don't really love. Like I love having my headphones in, and currently I do have my window open, and I'm pretty sure I just ended on a spicy burn. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I've literally done almost no reading since you saw me last, but I turned on the audiobook and I just thought something that I needed to share with you because today is the day after the Met Gala, and I'm not normally like, I'm not in with the whole Met Gala sitch. Like normally what I do is exactly what I did this year, which is when I see on my feed that I like am subscribed to Vogue on YouTube, when I see on my YouTube feed Emma Chamberlain's interviews come up, I add them to my watch later and then I like binge them. So I don't watch any of the other interviews that are not the Emma Chamberlain interviews because I don't care if Emma Chamberlain is not interviewing them. Like I don't care. So I watch those, and then she interviewed The Rock in one of them this year. This has a point, I promise. This audiobook, the MMC, the narrator, I'll put the name up on the screen. I'm listening to it in 2x speed, which is my normal audiobook speed. He sounds like The Rock. He sounds like The Rock. And the only reason I put that together is because I listened to The Rock speak like today, like 5 hours ago. I wouldn't have put it together otherwise, because why would I know that? Like why would that be the first thing I think? It wouldn't be. It's only the first thing I thought because I heard The Rock speak today when he was speaking to Emma Chamberlain and being interviewed for Vogue. Anyways, I hope you can hear the rain because it sounds actually glorious on my window. It's been such a rainy week and it's like literally perfect for reading. So I'm literally gonna sit here. I look ill because of this lighting. I'm gonna sit here and finish this book. Okay, so I must talk to you about my book while I get ready because I'm running late for school again. This is a constant battle for me because I feel like I have more time than I do. And I also haven't done my homework. And I'm about to go to class and get humiliated because if there's one thing about French school, it's a public humiliation ritual. I know Americans don't like cold calling, but you have never experienced cold calling like you would experience cold calling in a French university. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. my Kindle. I finished the book that I'm reading, aka Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. I don't know when I'm gonna read it. I have decided to sit with my readings a little bit longer before I put things on my Fable, because I have the problem of rating things too hastily, and then I look back and I'm like, okay, so that wasn't a 5-star. That's my constant predicament. So I'm reading things like later now. So I must wait to rate this book until like a few days. But if I had to guess now, I'd say it's gonna be a solid 3 or 2.53. It was fun. Like, I had such a fun time. I giggled, I kicked my feet, everything was going amazingly. And honestly, like, I have no direct complaints that I could be like, oh, if this was changed, it would be a 5-star. And I just don't think that this set of characters and this book like had 5-star potential for me in any realm, in any like world possibility of its existence. This by far was one of Lauren Asher's darkest books that I've read, and I mean in like not a trope way, but kind of a trope way. Like, on the low there was mass kink, on the low there was like a possession, like mass kink. Like, if you like Lights Out and Josh, you're gonna like this book. But I love Lights Out and Josh. It just wasn't fun. Like, I don't know, I could compare those two MMCs and be pretty positive that it's like a good comparison. By no means does Lorenzo stalk her, but we have some stalkerish tendencies, okay? And I want to preface this every time when I talk about stalker romances, by no means do I condone this in real life, obviously. It's funny in books because it's not real. Just like in movies, like it's more fun in movies because it's not real. But if someone was stalking me in real life, I think I'd like, no. I feel like I shouldn't have to preface that, but the internet's weird, and so I'm gonna say that. I so badly want more of the Benitent. I really want more Benitent, and I don't have any here. Everything that I've already said stands true. It was good, but it did not blow me away by any means. I had a really fun time while I was reading it, but I don't think this is gonna be a romance book that I think of for a long time. It just like was what it was for the moment, and it was fine. I don't know what the third book we're going to be reading in this video is. I kind of need to go look at my series tracker and then be like, what do I need to continue? Because off the top of my head, like, I can't think of any series that I need to continue like right at this exact moment. It exploded, so that's not an option at the moment. Mascara. What time is it? Like, I low-key really want to save Shield of Sparrows for when I get back and I can go buy like the second book from Barnes & Noble, and I really would like to do a 24-hour readathon reading Shield of Sparrows and then the second book. Anyways, I kind of don't have anything else to say, and I really need to check the time. I'm going to let you go, but overall, it was a good book. I'm glad I read it. We're done with that series. We need to move on to the next series. I need to make my bed and get ready for school. So I'll probably talk to you later tonight. I might show you a clip of the ballet, depending on if I get a clip, but... Hello, I haven't really talked too much since last time, but I do have some updates because, one, I got a burrito, and I'm really excited because French people don't do Mexican food well, and I'm not even saying that this is authentic, but like, it's just not good. This is the only place that I found that is any good that's Mexican food, because it'll be like French, authentic French tacos. What does that mean? I know what book I'm going to start, and you might be asking, Reagan, didn't you say you were going to a ballet, the opera tonight? Yes. It got canceled because of a strike. Another thing that French people do that we don't do in the US, and I'm very upset about it. But I did figure out what I'm going to read for the next book in our finishing series. I was doing a little scrolling through my Fable, and this was the only series that I found that I was like, I can finish that, and like, I'm not intimidated by it. There were some other ones that like, I could read Morning Star. This is the fourth and final book in the Lakefront, it literally says it on there, in the Gold Rush Ranch series. This is the final book, and this book has been sitting here for a while. I like binge read all of the Gold Rush books like within 2 months of each other last year. So I need to start this and finish it, because why is the series still on my reading? Like, I'm still reading the series, why? I don't know. Sorry if you can hear my microwave, but I just finished. After my microwave's done, we're gonna go over. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. I just finished the third book for this video and finished the third series in this video. And if you were wondering what that microwave sound was, I just made myself a bowl of mashed potatoes, and oh my god, I forget sometimes how good mashed potatoes are. Like, I could eat a lot. A lot of mashed potatoes. Anyways, that was completely irrelevant. I finished this book. I didn't care. Probably should have DNF'd it. I don't have many good things to say about this book, unfortunately. I'm a little disappointed because normally I feel Elsie Silver does it for me every time. If it's not a favorite, at least it's a good time. I was not having a good time. I was not having a good time, and I don't know if it's because I've read 3 romance books kind of back to back, and I'm like, okay, get me out of here, or if it was just this book, or if I'm like in a phase, like, okay, I keep freaking hearing people talk about the luteal phase, and I don't understand what it is. I need to Google it. I don't understand. Well, I not that I don't, I know, that makes it sound stupid. I know about the phases, kind of. But when someone says luteal phase, I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means for me. But I was gonna say, maybe I'm in my luteal phase. Whatever the phase is that makes me not want to read Spice and I'm disgusted by it. Why was it bad? Why was it bad? Why was it bad? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Now let me tell you why. First things first, this is a brother's best friend age gap trope, right? There's like 14 years between the two characters. I have no issue with an age gap. I actually sometimes like a little age gap trope. I didn't like how they did the age gap in this because instead of, she is fully legal by the way. If you're gonna do the age gap trope, like obviously there's gonna be a little bit of, oh, like you're too young for me, whatever. Get over it quick because if you keep holding on to it, it's gonna get creepy. If you make a point to make it creepy, it's going to be creepy. I feel like in this book, we made a point to make it creepy. Like all the time, like constantly. When you don't overemphasize it, like it was too overemphasized and they kept being like, yeah, she's like too young for him, but she's an old soul. That's when I don't like it, because if you have to justify it and pretend like her personality is older, because I didn't even feel like that, because she felt like childish and he felt like a child also, because why was he like so emotionally unintelligent? And not even because of his trauma, just because he was stupid. Like he felt like a teenager, like he felt like he was written like a teenager. And I understand he has trauma, but that doesn't give you an excuse to throw tantrums like a baby. There was a few phrases in here that were repeated to the point that I noticed. If there's a phrase that's significant to the plot and it's repeated, okay, fine. Like if you have a nickname or like something like that where it's cute and it comes back around, fine. This was just like they use these phrases, like beating the dead horse here. Why are we using these phrases so often? Number 1, ladylike. Number 2, tripping balls. That had no significance that I know of to this series or these characters. And you use tripping balls so much that I can remember that you said tripping balls in this book. I remember that more than the characters in the plot. We got together a little too quick for me. With the problem you had with the age gap, you're telling me they do it at 50%, they're together by 65%. Apparently you didn't care that much. Apparently you didn't, but you kept talking about it. So like, why are we talking about it when you're together? Also, the romance felt very physical. Normally don't have a problem with that necessarily. A problem that our FNC had is she felt like all the guys she'd ever been with only cared about her for her body. And then it felt like while we were in our AMC's head, he only cared about her body. Because that's all he thought about. All he thought about. When he thought about her, it was of her boobs. It was of her butt. If she doesn't want that, why are you that? We didn't rectify that. We didn't have any internal thought processes about that. Like we didn't have any reflection on that. He kind of just stayed this. He grew in other areas, but that wasn't really addressed. And I was like, okay, but you are a man that only cares about her body, and she doesn't want a man who cares only about her body because of her trauma. I'm not rooting for you. You guys don't work. They also kept saying that they felt like they were written in the stars. Girl, please. Girl, please. No. And then just this whole man's personality gave me such the ick that I was like, worst Elsie Silver MMC ever. And then there was a random plot twist thrown in there that I'm like, we had so many other problems with our character. We had the whole best friend's brother thing. We had all their trauma to deal with. Her character evolution where she wanted to do all these things, but she loves this man. We had his evolution of all his past trauma, and we throw in this random side plot that is only in the book for less than 20% and is very, very like kind of unnecessary. I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna give it like a 1.5 or 2 stars. I just wasn't vibing with it. That being said, let's wrap up what we read this video. We read Wild Card by Elsie Silver, which I think I'm gonna rate, I think I rated a 3.5. I'll put it on the screen. And if I have my Fable review up, I'll put it up on the screen too. You should go follow me on Fable because I post all my reviews on there and I'd love to be book besties. We read Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. I think I also gave this a 3. And then lastly, we read this book, A False Start by Elsie Silver. And I think I'm gonna give this book a 2.5. Editing Reagan's gonna tell you for real all those ratings because I'm still sitting on them and processing. But I read 3 purple books in this video, finished 3 series, and read 2 cowboy romances and then 1 billionaire romance. Honestly, I didn't love any of these books, but I feel like it was a successful video because I finished 3 series. So I'm not mad about it. Thanks for being my book besties. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this video, you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. I post book content every Sunday. Also go follow my Instagram if you want. I post book content almost every day on there. I love you all. I hope to see you next Sunday. And bye.